I'm Joe Chili. You can listen to me mornings on the Big Weck. Joining us today on the Big Weck, Buffalo on the Rise, is Linda Lund from Babcia's Pierogies. Linda, I know I'm introducing you to the massive TV audience here, but everybody knows what Babcia's Pierogies are.
They seem to.
Yeah,
Yes.
they do. They do seem to. And business is very good. Now, where did the name? Tell me a little bit about the history of Babcia's Pierogies.
So Babcia's grandmother.
Grandmother, okay.
Yes, everybody has a Babcia. And, we tossed around the name, probably for 2 years before we came up with a name that stuck. And it was as simple as Babcia's Pierogi. And they're my Babcia's recipes. The original dough, the original traditional flavors are all our family recipes. So really the history of it, up until a couple of years ago, I was always a hairdresser. And as a hairdresser, I would make pastries, make cookies, things like that to bring in for my clients. And when I first met my husband, he's German. That's where the name Lund comes from.
Oh, okay,
yes.
okay.
So he couldn't understand why we had to have boring flavors in his mind, meaning cheese, sauerkraut, potato. He thought there had to be something more. So that's how we started coming up with different flavors. So I guess I have to credit George for the success of our business.
I hope George is your husband.
It is.
Oh, okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. Well, I guess the fact that you were making things to bring in, you weren't necessarily making pierogies to bring into your...
No, but then I started to because I had a day spa.
Yeah.
And we would have spa parties and we'd always serve food. So I would make little appetizer-sized pierogies of all the different flavors we make, and I would bring them in and serve them to my clients, and they would kind of give me feedback, critique them, tell me what they liked, what they didn't, and it started growing from there. So we would get our friends and neighbors together. I'd make maybe 7 or 8 flavors. We'd have a big party, make a mess all over the house. Everybody would take a few dozen home, and then they would, again, give me feedback, tell me what they liked, what they didn't like, and from there, the rest is history.
Okay, now wait a second. Everybody's going to take a few dozen home. How many pierogies did you make for this party?
For the party, about 1,000 or so.
1,000 pierogies?
Yes.
How long does it take to make it? Were you doing this in your house?
In our house.
How long does it take to...
It takes longer to clean up the flour after.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Now I want you to do something for me once again. I want you to say the word pierogi because you say it the proper way. I can't say it that way, but can you say it again for me?
Pierogi.
Pierogi.
Yes.
See? Now, realize this. At home, make sure that you know. It's
Babcia's Pierogi.
Pierogi. I can say Babcia, okay? Anyway, let's talk about what makes Babcia's Pierogies unique. Is it just the flour? Is it just the flavor? Is it just the ingredients?
I think what really makes us unique, first of all, we're a mom and pop business.
Okay.
You will always find my husband and I behind the scenes. You will always find us in the kitchen making them, whether it's the filling, whether it's running the machine to actually produce the pierogi. So we're not a big corporation. We are a mom and pop business, but we get a lot of work done. I think the fact that everything we make is from scratch and everything we do, we try to source everything locally as much as possible. So for example, our sauerkraut pierogi, we have a cabbage grower that we buy all our cabbage from. So we make 8,000 to 9,000 pounds of sauerkraut a year. That's used for our pierogi and for other dishes that we cook. Our potatoes we get from a local farm, Aldinger's Farm, which is right behind our house. We get our sausages locally. So we really try to work with people in the community, but more importantly, we're making everything from scratch. So we're not going to be cutting corners.
Also, beef on weck pierogies, chicken wing pierogies. What was the one from the fair? Asian
fusion.
Asian fusion pierogies. Some of these things are all Buffalo-centric. Which is great. in our final couple of minutes, tell us how you've continued to succeed as a business in the climate that we have right now.
Well, I think the one thing we learned during COVID was that you couldn't sit around and wait for business to come to you. So we really made a point of going out into the community, serving a niche to the community. But let's be honest, everything shut down about 2 weeks before Easter. So when we're preparing for Easter, we make approximately 350,000 pierogi. So at that point, we sell them in 2 weeks' time at the market.
350,000 in 2 weeks' time at the Broadway
Yes.
market.
It's insane.
And your factory itself is at the Broadway market, right?
Yes, and it's really a production room. So it's not a factory, it's a production room. It's a small space.
You likened it to when Lucy and Ethel do the chocolates coming down the conveyor belt.
Yes.
All right, well, we have about a minute left. What does the future of Babcia's Pierogies look like?
So we're very excited that we are going to be opening a second location in East Aurora. Hopefully around the first of the year. So we're looking to expand into the South towns, just so that we are able to hire more people at the Broadway market, hire more people out in East Aurora. So it has a nice trickle-down effect where we'll be able to impact both, bringing more business again and more variety to the Broadway market, which is what we would love to do, but also branching out a little bit.
Trickle-down pierogies. I kind of like it.
It could be a new flavor.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Linda. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Babcia's Pierogi by calling 716-436-3894 or go to babciaspierogi.com. Sponsorship and promotional considerations for the preceding segment was provided by the following.
Thanks for watching this edition of The Big Wack Presents Buffalo on the Rise. For information on this and other shows, go to our website, bigwack.com, and find out how you can participate on the program if you're a hometown business. I'm Joe Chili. Thanks for watching and listening to The Big Wack, Buffalo's oldie station.